Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I claimed on a few occasions, and I stand behind and in front of my statements, which are the United States of America tries to eliminate competition on the market by imposing sanctions and having the idiots from the European Union impose sanctions on themselves by sanctioning Russia, therefore banning certain Russian products from entering the European Union. That means the Americans will come and provide them with, in this case, LNG, liquefied natural gas, at a premium price, 3 to 4 times more expensive than the Russian pipe gas provided by pipelines. So they did this and they succeeded. They make a kill that's good for the American companies or for the international interests dealing with natural resources. They eliminated the Russians with oil, gas. They tried to do with many other products, including grain. But they don't stop only at that one. They want to make sure, I claim, that the Russians also, their facilities, gas producing facilities and oil refineries will be hit by the Ukrainians, so the Russians will not be able to compete. Obviously, the price will jump, and maybe it's going to be a little bit of a market uncertainty, which you're going to have the, how do you call those, profiteers, all right, being around and making a kill. Like, I don't know, it was an investor, hedge funds, whatever, speculator, it's called, the philanthropist, Hungarian born. You know who I'm talking about? Georgie. All right, not Bush, Georgie S. Not SS, just S. So what do we have here? This is one of the videos. What's going on here, baby doll? All right, there you go. I made this video maybe 2 months ago when the Ukrainian drones hit biggest Russian LNG terminal in Black Sea. US war on Russian energy competition, right? So, as says here, US eliminates competition. This was the article, one of the articles that I used, I think I used two or three, to tell you, or at least to bring evidence to my claim that I think the Americans want to eliminate these guys, destroy their capability of providing the energy. But that, in that video, I also claimed, but that's going to be a problem, because the smaller the supply, and the demand being at least the same, will increase the price of the product. In this case is gas or oil, whatever these guys hit. If you remember, lately the Ukrainians somehow started destroying these facilities. I covered that in articles this month, and we have now the United States of America telling the Ukrainians to stop hitting the Russian facilities because that affects the elections, because the gas prices will go up. Now, I don't know if the Ukrainians really are in charge of blowing up those facilities, but nevertheless, I have two articles here that I'm going to discuss with you. Here, the first one, Ukrainska Pravda. This is from Friday, the 22nd of March, 2024. US asks, do you think US asks? At first, gives the impression that we are partners, we don't control anything. Okay, we, meaning those guys, not us. We're just weasels here. US asks Ukraine to stop strikes on Russian energy infrastructure, according to Financial Times. Right there. The Financial Times has found out that the United States has purportedly urged Ukraine not to hit Russian oil refineries and other energy infrastructure facilities, as it is concerned that this could lead to higher energy prices and further escalation. So you might say, well, see, the Americans don't want that, so they are not behind hitting the Russian infrastructure, as I claimed right here, correct? Not so fast, because it's a timeline. So if I want to, let's say, disturb or destroy the natural and beautiful marketplace, let me put it this way, I make the supply smaller. I get the Russians, I take their ability to sell their product. I bring my shit in, and then I say, well, now you can leave the flow, go back. But I already made the contracts. You know what I mean? So the Russians will not be able to provide certain, gas and oil to certain markets. I come and help. premium price. Remember, that's the whole thing. And after I secure those contracts, then I say, hey, Ukraine, I urge you not to hit those. All right. So I think that could be one aspect of why the Americans now they say, stop, man, stop. And the other one is going to be, I think that they want to, they control how much the price is allowed to go. We're going to take over this, and then we'll allow you to get, stop doing that. The price is secured. We're going to be the providers. I don't know how in the hell, but probably tapping into the the U.S. strategic oil reserves in Texas and Alabama or Louisiana, one of the two. So here it is, details. The Financial Times reported it spoke to 3 sources on condition of anonymity. What, my cousin, my brother, and my uncle? I can use them as anonymous sources. I hate when this happens. When I say anonymous sources or people familiar with the matter. That means I can say whatever I want. You cannot and you will not be able to verify if what I said based on the sources is actually true or accurate, actually happened. The warning to Kiev was supposedly repeatedly conveyed to top officials of the Security Service of Ukraine and Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, which oversees Ukraine's unmanned attack vehicles deployment programs. I don't think the Ukrainians have any major control over this war and the operations. I think they are I don't want to give that analogy, but you give a AK-47 to a, just push this, boom, but it's going to be someone else going to bring it, sight it, put over there, okay, that's the enemy over there, and now you just push. Okay, see, it was the Ukrainians putting the trigger. Yeah, that's out of, okay, that's what I think. I think the Ukrainians have no decision making power. No, not even veto. I mean, how should I put it? Imagine this. You are a boxer and you have the sponsors. Without the sponsor, you die the next day. You can train, you can have a healthy lifestyle or whatever in order to compete. If those sponsors are gone, you're gone. So if they tell you to turn left, you're going to turn left, okay? Even they don't know anything about the issue. But in this case, Pentagon has some idea. So one source, said the White House is increasingly frustrated about Ukrainian strikes on oil refineries, terminals, and other energy infrastructure in Russia's west, which have affected Russian production in this area. One of the reasons for the U.S. concern is a decline in Russian exports could trigger a global rise in world prices, as Russia remains one of the largest exporters despite the sanctions. Did not work. The rise and do the same thing over and over and expect a different outcome. That is the definition of insanity. The rise in fuel prices could affect the outcome of the upcoming US presidential election. They're going to change one shitty face with another shitty face, but the infrastructure behind all this is not changed. The bureaucrats, the guys in charge, it doesn't matter what kind of shit. You got shit number 1, 2, 3, 4. They can bark whatever orders they want from the White House. They're going to bark their orders to unelected officials, bureaucrats. And they will say, you know what? Yes, sir, I will do that. Like they did with Trump for 4 years. No. So that's why it doesn't really matter who's the guy in charge. It doesn't really matter. You don't believe me? Look at the policies. When you have a Republican, you have a Democrat. Let's put it this way. Is always going towards the left, to the left. Right? Center, left, right. In yours, it's the other way, right? So it goes left. It goes like left, 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 and I say, hey, this pendulum can go back right to the far right. Why? Because you fucking push it to the far left, and you're gonna have a reaction, a counter reaction, a reaction to this garbage. But it's our rights are always smaller, infringed, and more and more and more. It's never, or I would say, Oh, you wanna own a gun? You wanna have free speech? I mean, these are defend yourself and being able to call it garbage, as it is. These most important freedoms, rights that we have. Remember, do you think that in 1776, or let's put it 1800s, 1800s, do you think the people had to register their guns or whatever, wear helmets on a horse, or maybe a seat belt, or what the fuck is that? And then, oh, you can't say that. That's hurting my feelings. That's a hate crime. My pussy hurts. Really? You're fat and ugly. Arrest this violator of my feelings. All right, let's move on. Next one. Russia Today. U.S. told Kiev to stop strikes on Russian oil sites. Financial Times. The White House is reportedly concerned that a possible hike in gas prices could threaten Joe Biden's re-election bid. This is just for us to say, yeah, man, that's a fight over there. These guys are really concerned. Who's concerned? Biden? The guys in charge are one, step down. That's what these guys, Biden and Kamala. I mean, if these guys would be really in charge, oh my God, I don't want to even think of how America and the world would look like. I mean, just give Kamala full reign. She's gonna, I think, bomb a few countries just because, reparations or retribution. You know what I mean? Even though she's half Indian, half Haitian, isn't she? And her paternal part of the family owns, if I remember, slaves. But hey, she's a minority. She's a a lot of that. Ask the governor or whatever that was, a GA of California. I can't remember. Brown, I think is his name. When he said Kamala Harris' career started between my legs, not on my lap, on my legs. All right. Or between my legs. But hey, she's a woman, she can do that. He was married, she was not. So anyway, US officials have repeatedly warned Ukrainian military commanders that their attacks on Russian oil infrastructure could trigger global energy prices, the Financial Times revealed on Friday. The White House has grown increasingly frustrated by brazen Ukrainian drone attacks. So, didn't I say this? Oh, let's hear. I will tell you. Didn't I say from almost the beginning of this war that this is a controlled war? When they say it's all out war, total war, it's not. It's not. It's a controlled war. And who controls it? The Americans and the Russians. They communicate and say, if you do this, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to do this. I mean, it's like escalating. I mean, what if it's total war, totalen Krieg? You go to the play the piano, right? No. We don't even have a general mobilizations. So how is that total war? Washington objections come months before a presidential election in the US, where Biden faces a tough re-election battle this year with petrol prices on the rise, increasing almost 15% this year, the newspaper noted. Nothing terrifies a sitting American president more than the surge in pump prices during an election year, the White House energy said. Why is it like that? Why should it be like that? That means they are able to facilitate, to alter the reality. That means, okay, this is what they're going to say, going to do. You know what we're going to do? We're going to subsidize it. So in the last 6 months before the elections, the government will subsidize it with printed money or loans, the prices. So let's say the price is increasing from the bottom here to here. These guys will subsidize it, so they depress it. It's an artificial garbage. Who's going to pay? We. Because it's going to be an inflation. They print money. They borrow money. We're going to be, and our children and their children. Why? Because there's going to have to be repaid somehow. And on that, hey, we saved you. We helped you with that. But now you got to pay up. Why? So I can get elected, supposedly. I mean, you get elected, but over there. So this is what's going to happen. They're going to just artificially drop the price of the real price of the oil barrel on the free market. There's no free market over there, my friends. So nevertheless, this is what they're going to do. Now, it makes you think, if you have so many billions at your finger to give to Ukraine, how come you don't have money for, I don't know, our pensions? How don't you have money for the infrastructure, garbage infrastructure? How about you having some money for our hospitals? Have, I don't know, more health insurance or for the population, like I would say universal. Are you a civilized country, but you have people with no health insurance in 2024? Shut the fuck up, okay? So again, you got billions of dollars for that, but when they tell you, we don't have the resources, we don't have the, no, we can't, yeah, they have it, but the problem is they have it by borrowing it. They just have, what's important to them. Oh, this is important, print some money, send it over there, or get a loan, send it over there. These guys, how are they going to vote? Oh, let's do a temporary click, have them feel that, hey, the price of the gas is down. You're going to pay for it after the elections. They're going to pull the plug, and all that is going to be like a dam. You keep it, and then the water accumulates, and then after the elections, you release it. It's going to be like destroying us. And the economy is not working as it's supposed to. It works in a deficit. That means we're spending more than we're producing. What does that mean? Try that in your life and see where that gets you. I tell you where it gets you. You're going to lose your house, properties, everything you got, and you're going to file for bankruptcy. But somehow the United States of America is not. Why? It makes me feel like there's some interest together with other interests. Financial, political. Hey, if you do that, do you get to the fascism area? And we can't have that. Right? I mean, we know fascism is there and there. Not here. No. 9. Yeah, they gave the order for a while. And then we'll say, keep going. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.